You need something better than alcohol, and alcohol is pretty good, so you better find something a lot better, man. Esteemable people do esteemable things. It's like, yeah, well, you want to figure out something that you're doing with your life that's worth not getting drunk and screwing up. You might say, well, why do people drink too much? If you like alcohol, that's a stupid question. Why do people drink too much? Well, because it's great. So why stop? Well, you do stupid things when you're drunk. You hurt yourself. You compromise your health. It's really hard on the people around you. You tend to turn into a liar, and it screws up your life. It's like, yeah, but it's pretty fun. Yeah, well, it is. But you need something better than that. And what's better isn't being straight and not making mistakes. It's like that's all prohibition in some sense. What's better is, no, you need an adventure, man. Alcohol is an interesting drug. Alcohol, it's a hell of a drug. Alcohol, it's a great drug. But the problem is, it's a great drug. No, you need an adventure, man. You need to get out there and have something to do, something worth waking up for. That's the substitute for the addiction. Actually, the addiction is the substitute for that, if truth be known. Alcohol really is a good drug for coping with anxiety. It makes you more extroverted and enthusiastic, more full of positive emotion. And the second thing it does is reduce anxiety. It's a great drug. But the problem is, it's a great drug for the moment. Alcohol is an interesting drug. Alcohol, it's a hell of a drug. Alcohol, it's a great drug. But the problem is, it's a great drug. Alcohol is an interesting drug because it actually doesn't make people stupid. People who are drunk will take far more risk, and you might say, well, that's because they're too stupid to understand the risk. It's like, no, they're not. If you ask them about the risk when they're drunk, they can outline it perfectly. What it stops them from doing is caring about the risk. That's why you can drive around drunk at high speed in a car, which is a really stupid thing to do. It's fun, like so many things. It's like jumping off a cliff. I'm flying. True until the last 1/10 of a second. It's like then you're not flying, man. Alcohol is an interesting drug. Alcohol, it's a hell of a drug. Alcohol, it's a great drug. But the problem is, it's a great drug. Alcohol is an interesting drug. Alcohol, it's a hell of a drug. Alcohol, it's a great drug. But the problem is, there's consequences. Better than alcohol, man. Yeah, and the funny thing is, if you're trying to stop drinking, you need something better than alcohol. And alcohol's pretty good, so you better find something a lot better, man. Esteemable people do esteemable things. It's like, yeah, well, you want to figure out something that you're doing with your life that's worth not getting drunk and screwing up. You might say, well, why do people drink too much? If you like alcohol, that's a stupid question. Why do people drink too much? Well, because it's great. So why stop? Well, you do stupid things when you're drunk. You hurt yourself. You compromise your health. It's really hard on the people around you. You tend to turn into a liar, and it screws up your life. It's like, yeah, but it's pretty fun. Yeah, well, it is. But you need something better than that. And what's better isn't being straight and not making mistakes. It's like that's all prohibition in some sense. What's better is, no, you need an adventure, man. Alcohol is an interesting drug. Alcohol, it's a hell of a drug. Alcohol, it's a great drug. But the problem is, it's a great drug. No, you need an adventure, man. You need to get out there and have something to do, something worth waking up for. That's the substitute for the addiction. Actually, the addiction is the substitute for that, if truth be known. Alcohol really is a good drug for coping with anxiety. It makes you more extroverted and enthusiastic, more full of positive emotion. And the second thing it does is reduce anxiety. It's a great drug. But the problem is, it's a great drug for the moment. Alcohol is an interesting drug. Alcohol.
Always got to start it off with the hype.
Alcohol, it's a great drug.
Great drug.
But the problem is, it's a great drug. Alcohol is an interesting drug because it actually doesn't make people stupid. People who are drunk will take far more risk, and you might say, well, that's because they're too stupid to understand the risk.
Well,
it's like, no, they're not.
It doesn't degrade your brain functionality.
When they're drunk, they can
It doesn't make you any smarter or any
What it stops them from doing is caring about the risk.
less.
That's why you can drive around drunk at high speed in a car, which is a really stupid thing to do. It's fun, like so many things. It's like jumping off.
It's like makes a more intelligent person just care less about whatever consequences may come from their decisions. I don't know. Good morning. Time is at 8 o'clock Central. I'm sure everybody is... Well, that's where we just were. Everybody is just getting their day started. If you haven't hit the gym, go to the gym. You know the deal. Got the coffee. Enjoy yourself. Life may be stressful, but you just keep working hard. The consistency will take care of all your life's problems. Keep chipping away. Find your goal and goal it out. Like, is this my goal right now? To stream every day? Yeah, so I'm trying to get up on that, provide some interesting information, and see, what we can do to provide you guys, whoever's out there interested, in some value. So let's watch this little video here. It's only got a couple of views, thousands of views, but that's okay. That's what we're here for. We want to learn more about alcohol and different religions because there's a big outcry right now about Bud Light and the real man of genius, the ones that market beer to you every day. So there's people out there, they want you to drink this stuff every day as much as you can. They do not care. And to them, just like cigarettes in the past, they've done research and they'll nitpick and cherry pick their points so that only that information is what you get to see or is what you hear, or strong. They try and make it strong enough so that it's like, yes, there are bad parts of it, but the good parts are just as good as the bad. So it's okay. It's like a this for a that. So that's kind of how our system works. This for that. It's like, do you want to go with this or that? I'll try to think of more examples when it comes to this or that, but alcohol is definitely one of those big ones. Even considering we did the prohibition in the United States. Now, this is a wiki, so don't take it for everything. But we know that it happened around 1920. Let's say 18th Amendment, prohibited, they repealed all that. So amendments can be repealed. Careful out there, ladies. Careful, ladies. Yo, I wonder how much of it, like, there's so much. There's a group out there that want to repeal women's right to vote. Now, I'm kind of indifferent, but some of them make some valid points, and I think one point is that just struck me amongst all of this is that, and other people have said this, that women kind of congregate together, right? And they spread gossip amongst themselves, and then they make decisions based on that a lot of times, especially with the social aspects, like getting the family together with the kids. You got to take care of the kids. Sometimes the women don't have time to do all the things they want to do to learn more, and per whatever the case, they have to wait. It's a complicated thing. So it's interesting to think about that if they took the right to vote away from women, considering they outnumber men, how would that change two things? One, the way that men vote. Well, that's one, the way that men vote, and two, like what things are being brought up and actually voted on, or laws that are passed. Because I think in general that the women, if something like that were to happen, the women would they would still congregate together, but then suddenly the dynamic changed because they can't go independently on their own and have to make a decision. They would have to turn back to their husband or a man if they weren't in a relationship, and they would have to try and influence their man to vote in a particular way, which is completely different from today's dynamic. You could have, I'm sure there were so many households over these last couple elections that some voted one particular way and others voted another. Let's see. We need to adjust this real quick. Always pops over here. We don't want that over here. So hopefully everybody's having a good day. I know that's a bit of an intense topic to bring up, is the whole idea of women's right to vote. So, but I think it coincides a little bit with this whole alcohol thing. Let's see. Oh, this is another, the open container law. Whoa, can't type today. Let's see. Yo, I think this is a major point that the manosphere guys and all these red pillars are not bringing up. I am not, like I said, I'm indifferent when it comes to the women's right to vote, but this right here, Shablango, is such an interesting time that this took place. So much was going on, apparently, around the 1900s and leading up to the prohibition of alcohol, which was about 1920. So these women were sober most of the time. Or it was a drive to of soberism. Like, the women weren't going out and dressing scantily, looking at going to the nightclubs, trying to find whatever they want to say they're looking for. I mean, look at that. Yeah, this was 100 years ago. Okay, well, yeah, so what? They dress different. But I mean, I still think there's modern ways to be conservative in your dress and not be overly provocative. But that's so interesting. The right to vote for women almost coincided with the prohibition of alcohol. Interesting. I was also looking into how film has influenced alcohol and alcohol consumption, especially in the United States. Let me see if I still have that picture brought up here. No, I don't have it open. But there was like before cameras in theaters, there was these parlors where people would like stand in rows and they would look down into like this viewfinder. You might have seen them at like museums and stuff. Like you can look down into this box, and then there's like a crank on the side. You crank on the box, right? You crank it, and then you can like watch a film. So they used to have them like gambling halls. They were lined up, and people would stand there and watch movies or short films. It was quite interesting, to say the least. So, yeah, that was something interesting. But that coincides with the timing and everything, and how quickly the world, I don't know what was going on, but between this, like the 1870s and here, it's like time just decided to speed up. Let's think about this. We went through the same thing. 1970s, 60s. Everybody decide flower power and all that nonsense. Have a good old time. And now technology advanced and social interactions changed because of that technology. People want to say that we've been the same, that it's always been like this, but I believe that technology has allowed humans more freedom and ability to do different things that they wouldn't if they didn't have the technology. They wouldn't be, and it's a lot of it comes out of necessity. Like this is something I was bringing up with somebody I was talking about, where transatlantic airplanes, so commercial flights, didn't happen until around the 1920s. Again, everything happening around this same time period, which is freaking creepy. But before that, yeah, I'm sure there were some planes, but it was all out of the necessity of World War One, that transportation overseas really, by plane, which made things much, much quicker and open up opportunities for many, many, many more people. But that's neither here nor there. We'll get back to that. That has to do with the types of alcohol that I bring this up, because the types of alcohol that people in America specifically were able to drink were not readily available until these probably last 70, 80 years. Like, I mean, you have to think there was the Tea Party, right? So we weren't importing a lot when at the inception of this country. If we were importing anything, it was coming from maybe Africa and other parts of Europe, like Spain. We were doing a lot of with Spain and other Baltic countries, maybe a little bit on some boat transportation stuff. Again, I was talking to somebody about alcohol, which is what we're here, the prohibition, but not alcohol, but like the potency was very weak. Oh yeah, here we go. Let's watch this little video here.
Many religions teach their followers that alcohol should be consumed in strict moderation.
We got Islam, Christianity, Judaism.
Or not at all.
I don't know, Sikhism? Is that different from Islam? Or is that like a offshoot? Hinduism and Buddhism, okay.
Generally, there is a consensus about the negative impact of alcohol and drunkenness. For example, Mormons and Buddhists refrain from any kind of intoxicant such as alcohol. Buddhism teaches that alcohol prevents a person from thinking clearly and can induce a loss of self-control. Similarly, Sikhism also forbids the misuse of alcohol for the same reason.
Oh yeah, we brought this up yesterday. So the whole idea of why alcohol in some areas of the world are called spirits is because of the process, the distillation process that takes place from alcohol. They used to consider it like a capturing of a spiritual entity in a way. And then that was when it was consumed, if you got drunk, you became you were taken over by another spirit, essentially. Like that blackout drunk, that's your body being taken over by another spirit.
Church advises their followers to completely abstain from alcohol. Christianity generally views all drunkenness as sinful. Throughout the Bible, especially the Old Testament, there are many warnings against the temptations and dangers of alcohol. Solomon, one of the wisest men who've ever lived, said, "Do not gaze at wine when it is red, when it sparkles in the cup, when it goes down smoothly. In the end, it bites like a snake and poisons like a viper." And although Hinduism allows the consumption of alcohol, the bad effects of it are not unnoticed.
We were talking about too, that the alcohol was so weak years ago that it was almost like a substitute for water for some people because it was sanitized in a way due to the alcohol being in it. So the alcohol being in the water, right, mixed with it in the process of the whole distillation and fermentation and whatever, that gave them something to drink that wouldn't get them sick. So they could drink it, they still feel a little happy. It was like happy Kool-Aid.
To drink with restraint.
Happy Aid.
Judaism allows drinking. However, teaches a similar message discouraging drunkenness, and Jewish rabbis are not allowed to pray or give a priestly blessing if they are drunk.
I don't know why, but that is thoroughly amusing. Like, yo, you're allowed to be drunk, bro, but if you're going to pray, ain't no way.
Historically, the effect of alcohol and drunkenness have been witnessed, and so Islam moved to prohibit it and protect against its dangers.
يسألونك عن الخمر والميسر قل فيهما إثم كبير ومنافع للناس.
Bro, did they got a remix? I'm gonna look for a remix of this. Hold on. Hold on, let me write this down. Where's my pen? Here we go. Hold on. I bet you they got a remix fire song that I'm gonna be able to find here in a second. Oh no, we gotta finish the video. Hold on. Yeah.
وإثمهما أكبر من نفعهما.
So resist the temptation.
Wait, let's go back one more time.
Sacrifice a temporary
You got a whole like.
so many
wait, I didn't even read it.
And so Islam moved to prohibit it and protect against its dangers.
They ask you about wine and gambling. Say, in them is great sin, and yet some benefit for people. But their sin is greater than their benefit.
So resist the temptation and don't sacrifice a temporary feeling with so many consequences and negative effects on the mind, body, and soul, which are not worth trading. And know that those who resist the temptations will be rewarded in Jannah.
They
they shall have what they will of their Lord's bounty. That is the reward of the good doers. Okay, I see you, Quran.
Trust that God knows best, and if it was something of great benefits, it would have been permissible.
Now, I always, again, think that alcohol can be enjoyed. I didn't write down the phrase. Can be enjoyed, but you have to be careful and aware of the consequences. Otherwise, you will pay the price. You might avoid it for a minute. You might avoid it for a minute, but I'm gonna have to find somebody to make me a fire ass Quran 2:219 in Arabic remix, sped up. La 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 la. I can't speak in Arabic, but I can roll my R's like I should be able to speak Arabic. My grandparents I think they spoke Arabic. Yeah, they spoke Arabic. My grandfather spoke Turkish, French. My grandmother taught French. What else? He said 7. Turkish, French. I don't even know. 7 languages is crazy. Maybe Egyptian. They lived in Egypt. But I'm no Habibi. Sorry, you can't see me. Ain't no Habibi. You can't see me. So, what I don't like is that we do Christianity here, and they're like, some are so loose and some are all about it. I don't like how, like, let's take Islam for example. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know enough. But it's like, okay, let's take Judaism, right? With the Jews, they got one. That's it. Judaism, Jewish, you're Jew. That's it. You're not like, unless I don't know enough about religion, that you're not, like, if you're Jew, you're Jew. You're not, you don't go like, I'm not like, I guess there's like the Hasidic Jew, right? Like maybe harder practicing Jews. Is that, but I don't think that's the same as with the Christianity divisions. Divisions. Da, 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 da. In the Eastern Conference of the Christianity faith, you have the Bible thumpers, da, 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 Methodists, da, da, the evangelicals, da, 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 following the Book of Discipline and the Temperance Movement, the Evangelical Methodist Church Conference, the Lutheranism, Roman Catholicism, Eastern Orthodoxy, and Angelicalism on the other side. And those are your starting lineups for Christianity. You can find other divisions that decided to take up the cross and say God is good. That's kind of all they got. That's so crazy. This whole Christianity breaking up in a different one of sense. I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, in the basis of it, it's telling you just don't do it. It's not worth it. Maybe have a little this and that. Like, give me that cheap Kool-Aid toilet wine. That jail wine. So this is interesting. I learned about was this Book of Discipline that details, like, where was it here? The Book of Discipline for the Methodists. That details, like, how they're supposed to live their lives according to it. So it's like it looks like they have a meeting. Yeah, they have a yearly meeting for it. And I grew up in a Quaker town, which is funny. I can't say that I know any Quakers personally. If I do, they didn't make it like obvious. Quakers. Quaker by name of friend. Member of Society of Friends. The original Society of Friends. Friends, the original Friends Church. All right. With the guidance of the Holy Spirit. Rejects the outward rites and an ordained ministry that has long tradition and actively working for peace and opposing war. The Quakers, interesting. Founded in England. Yeah, I grew up in a Quaker town in Akron, Ohio. See, Quakers of Akron. That's where the Quaker oatmeal. But I don't know if it has to do with the same thing. Like the Quaker Oats guy, that's where this was founded, where I'm from. It's all related. That's where Alcohol Anonymous was founded in 1935. Shortly after alcohol was reintroduced to the public, only took a couple of years, and then, you know, somebody would call this one of the original red pill grifts. That's fucked up. But, you know, it's a 12-step program you got to follow. You're supposed to follow to get out of your alcohol addiction. When it just comes down to discipline and consistency. If you know the consequences and you stay disciplined and consistent, you'll be just fine. But it's interesting. I think I know a few people who have gone through this. Some it's worked for. Some they're still working on it. You know, alcohol is not easy to deal with, especially when you get into like a particular lifestyle and you've been doing it for years and years, and all your friends and everybody you know is involved with that, you know, drinking life. And if you're not a part of that and you're away from it, it can be a little different. It can be way different. It's like, oh, let's bring this back up here. You can see this again. It makes me think of the time when I stopped drinking heavily after my DUI. Man, like I said, I barely drink. I drink once every 3-4 months, maybe every 6 months. So I barely drink anymore. I don't find much enjoyment out of it, to be honest, because I lose control and I don't have any direction. I don't know where I'm at, where I'm going, lost, danger to myself, danger to others, hurt people. That's the scary stuff. So after I stopped drinking heavy and you try to take yourself out of that nightclub situation or bar situation where all your friends were, where everybody was drinking, and it's like, okay, what do I do now? Where do I go? Like, should I just go to the library and hang out and read books and hope for the best? Do I go to the coffee shop and just... So now I'm realizing it's all about the cars, you know, driving fast. I'm thinking of getting, I'm almost inspired to like have my own driving dirt road course maybe out here somewhere, get some cage cars, just buggies out in the dirt. Just, you know, that whole deal. That's always fun. I like doing that. Water sports, more water sports. Everybody always, always alcohol. Alcohol at everything. We're going to do alcohol at this shindig. It gets to a point where you're just over it. Hinduism does not have a central authority which is followed by all Hindus. Okay, so though religious texts forbid the use or consumption of alcohol in Shruti texts such as Vedas and Upanishads, which are the most authoritative texts in Hinduism, are considered Maharusaya, which means not of man, superhuman. All alcoholic drinks and or intoxication are considered a recipe of sinfulness, weakness, failure, and destruction in several verses. I like how it takes it down all the way down to destruction. Because, let's be honest. If you're out drinking multiple times a week, heavily, to the point where you should be drunk, they have that rule in place, most states, where it's 0.08 or 1 drink per hour, 1 shot, 1 glass of wine, etc., because of the results of heavy drinking, of increased inebriation. That's the only reason why things like Uber and Lyft and whatever else is out there have been able to survive, is because of this drinking culture that's been manifested, cultivated over the years, over the last, 60, 70 years. 60 years? 60 years sounds good. 70? 70, maybe since the 50s, post-World War II. Because let's see, this is something that this is something interesting here that I want. Yeah, but I really like that. Sinfulness, weakness, failure, and destruction. So you guys out there that think it's cool to pound, a case of beer and be drunk and, bust your head against the wall like an idiot, don't do it. Stop your drinking. You're ruining yourself and whatever chances you do have going on. Once you stop and get it under control, then things will change. You won't even realize it. Even if you go from like weekly to bi-weekly, that's going to make a huge difference. It's if you have a problem and you're over drinking and you're getting like, hi, hi, my name's Chad, I'm just having a good day. If you're drinking every day and you're getting, schmammer timed like that, you need to check yourself. Even if you wake up in the morning, you're like, yeah, I'm good. There's no big deal. I'm telling you, somebody out there notices and they can tell. And if you really applied yourself, hit that gym, tried to push your heart health to the max, you're going to tell the difference when you have when you have 1 drink versus 12 beers, right? Look, I can't believe you just here we go. Let's see. 2014. Good time. Oh, goodbye. Hey, was that me? That's old Chad. Look at that. Bye. Yeah, that was me back in the day. I did that. I used to do that stuff. Where'd he go? Where did little Chad go down there, huh? He's fine. Oh, there he is. Oh, no, he's back. He's back. Different guy. Was that his brother there? He's gonna feel that in the morning, that fall. Look at this in the middle of. Oh, this is late after the morning. They just got out of the bar.
Metro FM.
Look at this. Get down, Superman. Get down, Spider-Man. Da-da-da-da-da. Where's that? Where? Da-da-da-da-da. Spider-Man. Where's that sound? It's even got the stupid Sony above it. It's got the oh. Spider-Man. Get out of there. Get the fuck out of there. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Goodbye. I guess it could have been a worse wipeout. That was very, a soft landing there. Is he drunk? Oh, he's got that wide walk, the wide stance. See, he's got the up. Goodbye. Ooh, I wonder if they have a compilation of drunk people at the nightclub. We can go look. We can look at that one tomorrow. Cause tomorrow's Friday, and I know you fools are gonna go out. Some of y'all are gonna go out and drink and act a fool. So, this is my warning to you. Don't be this guy. Look at this. Goodbye. He's trying to walk. Oh, that's good. Oh boy. I'm telling you. When you get to this point, you're not having a good time at all. Trust me. Oh shit. What's this old man gonna do? He's putting on his shirt. No. No. Is he gonna like what the hell? Does he gonna realize? Oh fuck, I'm dead. No, vehicles and drinking, it's all bad. I'm gonna get a DUI. Look at the heck? Pfft. Idiots. So, moral of the story. Don't be drinking. Just don't do it. If you have to do it, be very, very, very mindful of where you're at and what you're doing and who you're with. Like, people around you are always watching. Religion, it isn't a law. It's not a end all be all. It's definitely a guide to follow. Let's see. Voodoo. In the voodoo faith of Haiti. Shout out to Fresh Mr. CEO. In the voodoo faith of Haiti. I don't even know if he's into voodoo like that, but that'd be funny. Alcoholic drinks such as rum are consumed to be able to allow spirits called Iwa, Iwa, to enter one's body and help them find the motivation for or strength to survive everyday struggles or life. Interesting. Wow. I would like to speak to somebody who's a voodoo practitioner and their take on this. Like, there must be, let's see, what's this citation? Mambo Chita, Haitian, an introduction to Haiti's what? An introduction to Haiti's indigenous spiritual tradition. I know voodooism is very spiritual, so it's not... Helps them find the motivation for or strength to survive everyday struggles or life. I mean, I could take a shot and make things a lot, less stressful. Just take one shot and be like, hey, sexy ladies. Oop, 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 oop. Oppa Gundam style. Let's see, what's Korean's major religion? Is it Christianity? Hey, sexy lady. Protestants, Christianity. There we go. And I think so some offshoots of Christianity for the most part. Got some Buddhists in there. We want to look at this Japanese here because Japanese, Shinto, and Buddhism are two major religions. Let's see. I think that was on here. Shinto. There it is. Sake. I do love me some rice wine. Sake is some good stuff. That now I see why the depictions. That is definitely something very fruity, very, I could sit there for hours and drink it and just relax and yeah. Shinto purification rituals. Sake is served to gods as offering prior to drinking are called omiki. People drink omiki with gods to communicate with them and to solicit rich harvests the following year. Oh, that's kind of interesting. I wonder what is this a daily occurrence, the purification rituals? Let's see, let's read a little bit more about omiki here. Sake, offering to the gods. Spelled using 3 characters. O, kami, omikami, omiki. Yeah. Miko. Shrine Maiden. Okay, the 3rd character reads Sake. Okay, so it's the Shrine Maiden Sake. Would be like a literal terminology. Interesting. Okay. It's old Japanese. There's a word in the Kojiki of 712 spelled using the same kanji connected to the word kushi in reference to the effects of sake. Okay. Okay, hold on. Now I'm really curious in a Shinto purification ritual. Do they have... Let's see. General Google says purifying rituals are always performed at the start of a Shinto religious ceremonies. One of the simplest purifications is the rinsing of face and hands with pure water in the Tamizu ritual at the start of a shrine visit in order to make the visitor pure enough to approach the kami. That's... Oh, wow. They really have some interesting rituals. Misogi is a purification ritual conducted in the natural and historic setting of... So it's like they have, not only do they have like daily type rituals, is what I'm gathering here, but they also have geographical rituals at certain locations. And then my question is, do they have, with the alcohol, with the sake, do they have to wait a certain period of time before they can drink it, or is it just a matter of performing the ritual and then they can drink it? And I like that delayed gratification idea with the sake. It's not just a matter of, hey man, you want to get smashed? Let's go, bro. And then next thing you know, you're two S's into the wind. Nobody gives a hell about you, and you're just going about your business. But I like that. You do your ritual. People probably do it with you, and then you enjoy together to try and spiritually connect, right? And then you're in that time of the ritual, while you're doing the ritual, purifying the alcohol, you're getting this feeling of self-reflection, opportunity to digest your emotions. So when you consume the alcohol, you consume it of pure mind, and it's very ironic that it's a purification ritual, but you take it of pure mind. You don't go in with anger. You go more in with a stoic mindset, a level head. You can enjoy the alcohol to a point where it doesn't like immediately enrage you or like get you too excited. It allows it to kind of wash over you, right? So you don't need a lot because the effects are so pure, and so one little shot will get you that I'm good to go. You don't need much more than that. Unless you're like a high-end athlete, then maybe a couple of more might, because your metabolism is so much faster and processes everything a bit better. You might need a bit more, but I think you'd be surprised at how effective alcohol really is. So I think we're just we're going to stop it there for today. I think that's gonna have to do it for this morning. Tomorrow, I want to talk about. We're gonna really dive into alcohol in the United States, partying, the party culture, that whole idea of everything, and how it has really played into some of the social problems we're seeing today, the relationship issues we see today. Twofold. I think we saw that relationship and alcohol have its effect, 80s, 90s, 70s, 80s, 90s. And now it's with the addition of social media over the last 20 years, it has changed the whole dynamic and perception of alcohol. And hopefully we'll get to touch on that a bit. But we're going to start with like movies and film. We'll talk about MTV, Beach MTV, those spring break parties. I mean, I remember when I was in college, that was something me and my friends tried to capture, was that essence of the spring break party. Like, wow, let's go MTV Spring Break, man. And it's still there, but it's not the same. It's not what it used to be. It's changed. It has gotten bigger, but now you've got things like Musica Miami, and I don't even know if it's Musica, but yeah, the different big events that happen down there, but people have been trying to turn these events. They've been trying to turn spring break into a daily occurrence, and that's just not how life works. So we're going to kind of take a look at that whole party idea and lifestyle and see what we can do from there. Thank you guys. Thanks to everybody for stopping by. And one more time, let's take it out.
Better than alcohol, man. Yeah, and the funny thing is, if you're trying to stop drinking, you need something better than alcohol. And alcohol's pretty good. So you better find something a lot better, man. Esteemable people do esteemable things. It's like, yeah, well, you want to figure out something that you're doing with your life that's worth not getting drunk and screwing up. You might say, well, why do people drink too much? If you like alcohol, that's a stupid question. Why do people drink too much? Well, because it's great. So why stop? Well, you do
Drink
stupid things
less.
when you're drunk. You hurt yourself. You compromise your health. It's really
Work
hard in the
harder.
background. You tend to turn into a liar.
Get your life
And it screws up
together.
your life. It's like,
The
yeah, that's
club
pretty
is a
fun.
waste of
Yeah,
time.
well, it is. But you need something better.
That's
than
not
that.
where you need
And
to
what's
go
better
to
isn't
meet women.
being straight and
Worst place to
not making
meet
mistakes.
women
It's like,
is
that's all
at the
prohibition in some
club.
sense. What's better is,
Yeah, it's tough,
no, you need an adventure, man.
but you need adventure, man. Go out there, chase that car.
Alcohol.
Go get you a car.
It's a hell of a drug.
Go get you a fast car.
Alcohol.
Go get you some muscles. Hit that gym every day.
It's a great drug. No, you need an adventure, man.
Work
you need to
hard.
Get out there and have something to do.
Find your
Something worth
passions
waking up
and
for.
work at them.
That's the substitute for the addiction. Actually, the addiction is the substitute for that.
Yeah, it's hard. It's not easy. You have to change your life. You have to do things differently.
Alcohol really is a good drug for
You might not be able to go to the club and hang out with some of the friends you used to hang out with.
positive emotion.
Life changes.
And the second thing it does
Make
is
the
reduce
change.
anxiety.
You can do
It's
it.
a great drug. But the problem is, it's a great drug for the moment. Alcohol is an interesting drug. Alcohol. It's a hell of a drug. Alcohol.
You can do it. We believe in you.
The problem is,
We're here for you.
it's a great drug. Alcohol is an interesting drug because it actually doesn't make people stupid. People who are drunk will take far more risk. And you might say, well, that's because they're too stupid to understand the risk. It's like, no, they're not. If you ask them about the risk when they're drunk, they can outline it perfectly. What it stops them from doing is caring about the risk. That's why you can drive around drunk at high speed.
Yeah,
in a
take
car with
like a
friends
half a
and
shot if you're nervous. There you go. Boom. There's your solution.
Off a cliff.
I don't encourage drinking. Don't do it heavily. It's a bad idea.
Alcohol.
Don't even cross the line. You start crossing the line, that's when things get
It's a hell of a drug.
dangerous. That's when you can embarrass yourself, make mistakes,
But the problem is,
find a better outlet, learn something, work hard, get the muscles, apply your skills,
alcohol.
create. We need more creators.
Alcohol.
Talking about that, we need more creators. Create
There's consequences.
more technology, more social interaction, more things. Let's create together. We need more mastermind groups, more groups pushing guys and men to be stronger and better every day. It sounds cliche, it's silly, but stay off the booze, work hard, call somebody, text somebody, and tell them that they're awesome and they just need to keep working hard and that they'll get there sooner than they realize.